Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you had safe days and nights. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. Today we are going to the City Hall. We are exploring the city even though it's raining. Every year the city's streets and squares bloom when the summer streets, summer squares, summer quays and pop-up parks take over. So let me tell you what it says on the board. Clara Målarstrand. View from the Central Palace in 1927 over to Gelbuk and westwards the City Hall. To the left the railway bridge and in the middle of the picture the barriers at the railway crossing which caused severe traffic jams and gave the place the name Riddarfjärden. The white buildings closest to the right belong to the Crown Prince's stables built in 1783. In the main building, from 1934 to 1965, there was Konsum's Café Cirkel, a waiting room for the light rail lines to Bromma and the Tistamari restaurant. The house was demolished in 1966. Hotel Sheraton was completed in 1971. Beyond Tistamari, you can see the leafy Jornvågsbacken laid out in the 1870s when the central station was built. In the past, parks and plantings were created around railway stations not only to make it beautiful and pleasant for the passengers, but also as protection against flammable sparks from the locomotives. View from the City Hall Tower eastwards the city. On the left you can see the railway park with lush trees, an ace for travellers and for people who worked and lived in. the Klara Quarter. It was removed in the 1950s and turned into Stenparken, a landscape of traffic routes, stairs, ramps, viaducts, paving and walls with tall trees and a fatal lift tree. The railway bridge closest in picture, then the Vasa Bridge, and the farthest one of the Riksbron's predecessors, the so-called Riddarfjärden. It is most pleasant to look at the City Hall early on a sunny morning. The Senated House comes from the city and goes towards the front facade, which otherwise lies in shadow all day, which stands darkly cut out against the bright space to the west. Stockholm is late risers, but a tourist might be able to get there one morning at 9 o'clock. Architect Ragnar Östberg, signpost to the City Hall in 1929. Stockholm City Hall to the west rises the City Hall. The architect Ragnar Östberg himself has told about how he worked so that the tower would interact with the water and its surroundings, use the city and become a center of gravity in the urban landscape without destroying the whole. Stockholm City Hall was built in 1911 to 1923. On the site there used to be a Svanberg and Co. steam mill that was called Eldkvarn because it was powered by a steam engine, a so-called fire and air machine. The central palace to the north is the massive Hotel Sheraton with a facade of reddish-brown ceramic tiles. The building to the east is the Central Palace, designed by Ernst Stenhammar and built in 1895 to 1898 as Stockholm's first modern business and office building, with the frame construction visible in the facade following an American pattern. The functionalist roof panels came to be in 1930 after drawings by Sven Markelius. The Vasa Bridge. The Vasa Bridge's 7 backspins of steel with cast iron railings and decorations were built in 1875 to 1878 at the Atlas Mechanical Workshop in Stockholm. The lantern carriers were set up around 1900. Strömsborg. The small island of Strömsborg between the Vasa Bridge and the Central Bridge is named after the merchant Bergolf Sundström, who bought it in the 1740s and built a small stone house. On older maps the island is called Stenskor. The current building came into existence 1895 to 1897 and rebuilt in 1929 to 1930 according to drawings by Ragnar Östberg. Strömsborg got its first temporary bridge in 1952. Central Bridge. The site is dominated today by the Central Bridge, which was completed in 1967. The building south and west of Stockholm Central has yet another matte scale. It is an important future task for the city to preserve the area's connection to the water in a way that respects the symbolic value of the town hall in the cityscape. So let me tell you what it says on the board. The City Hall Bridge, the predecessor of the City Hall Bridge, New Kungsholmen, was a floating bridge that was built 1669 to 1672. With its 500 meters, it was one of Europe's longest. In connection with fillings in Klara Lake, it could later be replaced with shorter bridges. The current bridge was finished in 1919, designed by the city's building network office with the participation of architect Ragnar Östberg and built by Gutterhoff Wungshet, Duisburg Achluth and Rossane, Stockholm. After long discussion, the bridge was made openable, but the existing middle span was riveted again in 1949. The City Hall is the seat of Stockholm Municipality in Stockholm, Sweden. It stands on the eastern tip of Kungsholmen Island, next to Riddarfjärden's northern shore and facing the islands of Riddarholmen and Södermalm. It houses offices and conference rooms as well as ceremonial halls. It is the venue of the Nobel Prize Banquet and is one of Stockholm's major tourist attractions. Now let's dive into history. The City Hall was built between 1911 to 1923 to the design of Ragnar Rosberg. It came to be his most famous building, and a total of 8 million bricks was used. Inspired by the palaces of the Renaissance, Ragnar Rosberg had the City Hall built around two piazzas, the Civic Court and the Blue Hall. The Blue Hall and the mosaic-clad Golden Hall are most known for being the annual host of the Nobel Prize Banquet. In 1907, the City Council decided to build a new City Hall at the former site of Riddarfjärden. Construction took 12 years, from 1911 to 1923. Nearly 8 million red bricks were used. The dark red bricks, called munktegel, monks' brick, because of their traditional use in the construction of monasteries and churches, were provided by Lena Brickworks of Södermalm. The building was inaugurated on Saturday the 23rd of June, 1923, which was believed to be the 400th anniversary of Gustav Vasa's entrance into Stockholm, which, however, in fact was on the 4th of July, 1923. Stockholm City Hall is an example of national romantic style. The site, overlooking Riddarfjärden, inspired a central motif, namely the juxtaposition of city architecture and water that represents a central feature of Stockholm's cityscape as a whole. The hall's style is one of refined eclecticism, blending massive, austere, Northern European brick construction with whimsical elements reminiscent of Venetian Gothic architecture, such as turrets adorned with golden starlets, decorated balconies, wooden masts, and statues. The Blue Hall, with its straight walls and arcades, incorporates elements of a formal courtyard. Its walls are in fact without blue decorations. The name derives from Rosberg's first draft, and is notable as the dining hall where banquets are held after the annual Nobel Prize award ceremony. The organ in the Blue Hall, with its 10,270 pipes, is the largest in Scandinavia. Above the Blue Hall lies the Golden Hall, Salon, named after the decorative mosaics made of more than 18 million tiles. The mosaics make use of motifs from Swedish history. They were executed by the Berlin, Germany, firm of Poland Wagner Gottfried Heinersdorf, after 9 years of negotiations by Gottfried Heinersdorf, 1883 to 1941, for the commission. The southeast corner of the building, immediately adjacent to the shore, is dominated by a monumental tower topped with the three crowns, the Swedish national symbol. The tower is 106 meters high and is accessible by lift or a 365-step staircase. The eastern side of its base is decorated with the gold-plated cenotaph of 13th-century Swedish statesman Birger Jarl. Stockholm City Hall has been the location of a number of cultural productions. To be continued in the next vlog. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more content. Stay healthy and safe. See you all in my next vlog. Bye bye.